I'm so serious. I'm gonna look into it. Yeah, I have to because I'm just always like this. And even when I like read directions, instructions, all that, I still forget. Anyway, the point is, I'm here. I'm so grateful. I'm not late. I'm actually early. Good. So I'm gonna go pee and wash my hands. Because I was rushing like a crazy person and I'm sweating and shit. But good, good, good. This is such a blessing. Okay, I'll be back though. Just gotta pee.
Okay. All right. All
All
right.
right. Thanks.
I'll see you.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Michael Arturo. I'm here with another episode of Thugsmack. We're going to do a reading today. The actors will be along shortly. As you can see, Kittie Kaboom has arrived. She'd be playing the part of Leia in today's reading. Today's reading, the episode is called Blood Type, and we'll tell you a little bit about it shortly. Let me check and see if everything is okay with my my live feed here. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself, aren't I? Going live soon. Okay, there we are. And, yeah.
Are you gonna put it up, or do we have to do like our own split screen and bring the script up?
I'm gonna put it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I'm not late. I was like, this is so fucking unprofessional. So sorry.
No. It's we're right on time, and very happy to be able to do this again. And
Yeah, and congratulations you for being so tenacious and getting in touch with Carl Jones's people and securing a spot. This is so good. We're about to fucking kill it.
well, I hope they do watch. I did invite them, and I did not get a return message.
Oh, okay.
But that's kind of the way it goes in this business, isn't it?
It is very much that way. You know that. It's all hurry up and wait, right? So maybe they are hurrying us up only to not show up. But the good news is I have a relationship with Carl. I mean, I can't, he's such a big deal these days. It's so funny when we first started, like he was still a big deal in that when I met him, he was already working on Boondocks.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So that was still like a huge deal. But to see how far he's come from that, where he has people of his own, you know what I mean? It's so crazy. So I say all that to say, like, I'll stay in his ear for sure. Like I literally just hit him up to be considered for an assistant writing position.
Right.
On the new project that he has coming up.
Is that Good Times?
Oh God, I don't know what it is, Michael, but you just put it in my head. Now I'm obsessed. Great. Thank you. That's great. Because I wouldn't give a fuck what it was. You know what I mean? Steady work, doing what I love. And I'm sure it's like a lot of cool ass Black folks. That's my dream. So
yeah.
If it's Good Times, I will be ecstatic. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's involved in an animated version of Good Times right now.
I know he is, but I'm just saying I don't know if that's the project. I know all about it. Trust me. Like that is just, come on, that's sublime. Like what? I love he thought of that. And it's so funny because he posted a picture with him and what is that guy's name? Lanier. No, it's not. What is his name? You know, the guy that created the show. He created that and the come on, Archie and what was the other controversial show at that time? Roman Lear? That's not his name.
Norman Lear.
Norman Lear. I know it comes from. Yeah. So my point is that he met him and that's like his, like iconic to him, like when those people that you study your whole life, you're like, I fucking met him, so it's a big deal for him. So my point is that I know that they're working together and I'm sure they've already started. I just have no idea where they are in the process. And I'd love to be included in that in any way possible. A writer, a cast member or whatever. Like, I mean, make me a fucking PA. I'm there. Seriously, that would be it's iconic,
Yeah, it is. And well, we'll see. I mean,
we'll see, exactly.
He's very, very busy, but we all, I don't know.
We all are very busy. Yes, sir. So check it out though, bruh. I just came from the screening in Burbank at WB.
Yeah.
For King Richard.
And how was it? How was Will Smith in that?
First of all, can we just say, and the Oscar goes too. Like there's not dead ass. Like he killed it. Not that I'm surprised by any stretch. Obviously, we know he's an amazing actor. He's shown his chops so often. But this one was I really liked him in Ali, but there were a couple of times, as a voiceover actor, I could hear him kind of go in and out with the accent. And I feel like he didn't really embody Ali in every scene. And I really wish that I'd seen that consistency. But in this scene, he was literally their dad. He was their dad. I'm talking about obviously the accent, but like even the way his teeth, I don't know if they redid his teeth, but like he has a weird kind of like underbite situation. So it's a bit of a lisp. It was just, he perfected it. He killed it. It was amazing to watch. And and then he freaking showed up in person for the Q&A afterward.
Which is great.
It was amazing, of course. Him and the rest of the, the big people and the principals. I'll have to tell you though, I mean, we both know, right? I'm such the empath. I'm a crybaby. Everything affects me. I feel everything. And I was doing my best not to cry, but like there were so many moments that were so relatable to me as a parent, Mike, that it just really made me think extra hard. Like I can't wait to talk about this shit in therapy, because I'm so hard on my son and like he was relentless. Who is this cutie pie? Hi, cutie pie.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I am great. Thank you. Sunday afternoon, just chilling.
And you have an accent? Who is this
Oh, yeah.
person?
Just one of them.
Hey,
One of them. That's cool. And that's an Aussie. Am I correct?
You got it. You got
Yeah, I can hear that. Hi, I'm Kittie. Sorry.
it. Hey, nice to meet you. I've heard all about you.
Have
actually.
you? Well, I've
Yeah,
heard
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
of you, cutie. What's going on?
Oh, it's so great to be a part of this. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Hey.
Michael.
hey, how you doing, Christian? Christian, can you change your name so we, for the people that are watching us, they know
Oh,
who you
yeah,
are.
yeah. Okay.
If they want to hire you, they're going to hire Hennessy instead of you.
All right. Let me try and figure that out.
Okay.
Give him a minute to figure that out.
And
Say again, Kitty.
There's Vaughn. Vaughn, how you doing?
What up, Vaughn?
What's up?
How are you?
Kitty, have you met Vaughn before?
I don't think I have.
Vaughn, this is Kitty. Kitty,
Hello.
Vaughn. And Vaughn, also, this is Christian. Christian. He's
Hey,
trying to
Christian.
change his name. He's
Hey, Vaughn. Sorry, I'm just in another screen here.
all right. If you can't do it, you can't
Yep,
do
I'm
it.
doing it now. Perfect.
All
Good
right.
to meet you both.
Same.
And okay, so let me get this. Derrick is coming on. Just share.
Cool.
Everybody is tucked away here. All right.
Did it change? No.
Where's Freddy?
Gotta have Freddy.
Yeah.
Where the hell is his ass? When we text him, I don't even know if I have his number.
Yeah, I have his number. I'm gonna. Oh wait, I gotta.
Sorry, Michael. I'm just going to leave the meeting and come back in because I
Yeah.
think we'll refresh it,
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So, any pre-thoughts about this episode? I know Kitty's read it in full, and Vaughn, have you had a
Yeah.
chance to read it?
Yeah, I only have one question about one of my lines. It was I think I might be reading it in my head wrong. It's literally just like I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's, hold on.
I think I know the line too. I was on their side, but I wasn't on their side.
That I knew. No, I understood what he was trying to say. It's literally like a context thing. Like I didn't know like if a word is missing or not that one. Hold on, let's type in my name. Okay.
Christian Poppi.
Yeah, Kitty Kaboom.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's actually the line right after I say I was on their side, sir, but I wasn't on their side.
Right.
When it's Vance says he never picked up a rifle. And then my line says, no, how I was ever gonna pick up a rifle.
Yeah, it's
That's Michael's opportunity to show that he know how we talk. Come on, you didn't pick up on that?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if know how would be one word. Hi, Freddy. I don't know if know how would be one word, but what I was meaning to say there was know how I was going to pick up a rifle to.
So there's a dash. Okay, gotcha. That's
know
it.
how. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was it.
That's it. Okay. I imagined two commas between how, and I was like, or a comma after no, and I was like, I didn't. That was all. That was it.
Yeah.
Know how. That's it. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, so what I have to say for you, Vaughn, and for Kittie, and for Derrick when he arrives is that you're going to be playing two different characters within your own character. And I think you probably understand that the character that you will be playing in 1892 is sort of different, a little more respectful, careful, innocent.
Yeah.
Not as rebellious and fun and uppity and boisterous and outspoken as you are in the present day. Just like all of us, we were much quieter back then. There was no TV, no texting, nothing. all we had was Ida B. Wells's Memphis Free Press once a week, in which she told us what was going on, and most of us didn't even have the ability to read. But anyway, so you got that, you understand that, and it's a different pace, and of course, the comedy in those scenes really is reliant on one character, and that's G-Pa. So there's, we go through some very heavy, as you know, we go through some very heavy, dramatic, historical retelling of events, and so there's a sort of a heaviness that prevails in those scenes. Other than that, we'll get through it and we'll see how it reads, and what is understood and what we need to understand better. Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, let me see if everyone else is here. I know Derrick is here. Tom seems to be having a problem. I don't know what. Oh, here's Derrick.
What's up?
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, Derrick. All I'm waiting for is Tom to arrive. And how have you been? Nice to see you again. There's Christian.
Oh man, just been busy working.
You working?
Yeah, just been working a lot.
Yeah. It's, this episode I eventually would like to take into a studio to shoot, because I really think it's the best thing that I've written, and I also think the first act of this between G-Pa, Cavaletti, and Killer Bud is probably the funniest scene that I've written, and it includes many different elements there. It's a tragic, funny, black comedy. And so eventually I'd like to get into a studio to shoot this, a rehearsal of it, a documentary of the rehearsal of it, etc. So, but that probably won't happen until the new year. And so if you guys want to hang with me, I'll be willing to hang with you. I mean, just be patient as we take step by step. We do have a few people looking in on the reading today, and I don't know what will come of that, if anything at all. I did invite them, and I did get some feedback, but you know how that goes. So all I'm waiting for is Tom, and I don't know where he is, man. Usually if Tom is out there, if he's not responding, it's probably because he's got technical problems here. So let me check in on him and see where he is.
He's probably still at the gym, Michael.
I know.
He sent me a photo before doing some weights, getting his what do you call it? Getting his mojo on or whatever.
Yeah, so I just sent him a text. I'll see where he is. Anyway, is Freddy's there? Everyone is there. Hi, Freddy.
Good, how you doing?
I didn't pull anybody away from the NFL today, did I?
No, I'm working.
Nah, my team sucks this year, so it's cool. I ain't missing nothing.
So when did you guys last meet, do a session?
It's been a while for Kittie. We read an episode in August, then we did a rehearsal with a couple of folks in early October, I think. Let me tell you guys a little bit about Christian. Christian is from Australia. He's new to this country. He's new to the accent, the Southern accent. He's relatively new to the social and political upheaval that we have, and the politics that have convoluted this conversation between the races. And so he's pretty much a foreigner to all this. And I thought it would be interesting for him to read this role because it teaches me something about how someone with that kind of distance might see this. And also I learned something trying to bring him closer to this role, in that way. It's a great exercise as a director to do that. So Christian and I have been spending a lot of time working this over. So here's Tom. Christian, you say anything about that experience?
Oh yeah, it's been an amazing experience, very educational for sure. And it brought up a lot of memories of shows that I used to watch when I was a kid with mum back in Australia, like the TV show Roots. I don't know if you guys ever heard or saw of that.
It's a staple here in the United States.
It is, huh? Yeah.
Are you being sarcastic?
Sorry?
No, he's not.
We're Black, Christian. We have to watch Roots. That's like necessary.
Okay, yeah. And I was so with my mum every Saturday midday, I was on, and it was so compelling. And I remember some of the stuff that went on, and I just thought that was unbelievable. The African Americans working and running away and like getting their feet chopped off in one scene. You never forget that.
Yeah. Some of the research that I've done here after the Civil War and after the emancipation is, just as harrowing and sad, tragic, and a lot of this history we've seemed to have buried and lost. But are you here, Tom? Are you connected?
Yeah, I mean, how do I sound?
You're
Stupid.
You stupid. Oh boy. Am I there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay. Tommy, are you ready? I'm good because we're going to start.
Yeah,
Okay.
as long as you can hear me, see me, I'm ready.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. I mean, you look like you're in a conference room. There you
go. I went ahead and rented out a WeWorks.
All right. Are you ready, Freddy?
1 second.
All right.
1 second. Sorry about that.
I'm going to read the forward to this episode, and screen share here.
You're going to read all?
Yeah, I'm just going to read
all that?
All that.
You can read the whole thing?
Yeah, very quickly. All right. Blood Tide is a fictional story set in part in the year 1892 based on actual events. It involves two fictional families, the Thugsmacks and the Caballettis. 1860 to 1880, Emancipation Reconstruction era, promises made but not kept, Italian immigration to the Bayou to replace the freed Negro labor, and the rise of the sharecropper. 1887, on November 23rd, 1887, the Thibodeau Massacre, a mass shooting of African-American sugarcane sharecroppers by Louisiana State Militia, left some of the estimated between 60 and 120 dead. The bodies were dumped in unmarked graves. It was one of the bloodiest days in American labor history. Those who escaped the carnage were hunted as fugitives. 1890s, Ida B. Wells, the Memphis Free Press, and the first national exposure of mass lynchings of Negroes in the South. 1891, 11 Italian Americans and immigrants were lynched in New Orleans, Louisiana by a mob for their alleged role in the murder of police chief David Hennessy. after some of them had been acquitted at trial. It was the largest single mass lynching in the US at the time. In 1899, Tallulah, Louisiana, 5 Italian-American shopkeepers and bystanders were lynched by a mob of vigilantes for the crime of treating blacks in their shop the same as whites. Late 1800s, the orphan train, the placement of children abandoned and orphaned from the Civil War and economic strife from the North to the South. Between 1854 and 1929, an estimated 200,000 American children were relocated. It's estimated that millions of Americans today are descendants of the orphan train. The history of racial strife, the exploitation of immigrants, abandoned and misplaced children, abusive labor practices during this time, perhaps the most intense period of racial and ethnic cleansing in all of US history. Even worse is a history that has been discarded and only recently been discovered. In 2009, in the Louisiana Orphan Train Museum was founded in Opelousas, Louisiana, serves to connect descendants to their past. In 2015, only 6 years ago, the community of Thibodaux, Louisiana, has begun to open up about their tragic past, and there are search parties till this day looking for the mass graves left by the massacre. In 2019, the city of New Orleans formally apologized to the Italian community for the mass lynching that took place 128 years earlier. Now, all of these events are referenced in this episode, and these three threads of are a past: the orphan train, abandoned children, the Italian immigration to New Orleans, and of course the post emancipation period, Reconstruction period, all come together to tell this story. Okay, so if we're ready, we're going to start. Blood Tight, Act 1, Fade In. Thugsmack house, day. G-Paw tends to succulent plants. Here's early 70s soul music coming from Cavaletti house. Walks over to the fence that separates his property from Cavaletti.
What the hell? Cavaletti! Hey, Cavaletti! You want to turn that music down?
No response. G-Paw mumbles to himself.
Crazy ass son of a bitch. Cavaletti!
Cavaletti appears in vintage 70s look.
Oh, hey, Mr. G, how you think?
Good God, look at you. You look like a court justice choking to death in polyester. What kind of furry little creature crawled up your butthole today?
Oh, funny little.
Furry. Like a furry little creature. Damn, turn the music down.
Oh, you know, getting my Motown on.
Your Motown.
Yeah, that'll be the sounds of Motor City, the birthplace of soul.
Yeah. I know what it is. How did you come to own it?
Oh, just might be that furry little creature you mentioned. Crawled up my butthole, started getting down. Hit daddy. Now, tis Miss Lily.
Well, Willie Dynamite be turning over in his grave.
I beg your pardon, Thugsmack. Son with sophistication, you know, is never out of fashion.
What else you got? A purple? What else you got? A purple Eldorado out back? Or is Foxy Brown gonna come pick you up in hers?
Sound like you might be a tad jealous.
Jealous of what? A cracker who overloaded on black exploitation? Just turn the volume down on that damn stereo if you please.
You got something against Martha and the Vandellas?
Man, I'm just trying to have a peaceful day on my side of the fence.
Oh, Oh, you a Wilson Pickett man, Atlantic Records. I should have known. Hey, put on some Wilson Pickett for my man Thugsmack guy. Here. We got a little counterculture get together up in here, mixing 45s, talking revolution. Are you game?
Cavalier, I don't know what it is you think you're doing, but this shit is offensive to some niggas.
What are you talking about?
All this soul music, jive talk, dressing like a pimp. We got to get one thing straight, motherfucker. Ain't got no problem with you playing homage, but don't be taking what ain't yours.
I'm just about to get my feeling.
Feelings? What if I come out here playing Kenny G on a boom box, huh? How'd you like that? Wearing tube socks like a white boy eating a bowl of cottage cheese in your face, huh? How you like that?
Yeah, I like it. Fine, Thugsmack. You eat all the cottage cheese you want.
Okay, I'm gonna cut it right there, Tom. Tom, we're gonna start from the beginning. I'm sorry, everybody. You got to focus on the lines. You're overacting. You're gesticulating way too much. You really put it up like 6 amps today. I want you to slow down, take it easy, take a deep breath, listen to him, and hit those lines. Hit them. Listening to him, you're too slow hitting the lines. I don't know if it's a problem with the Wi-Fi or what have you, but we got to take this again because I'm not getting it. I'm not hearing it, and it's not flowing. It should flow a lot easier than this. You don't have to put that much effort into these lines. Let the lines do the acting themselves, okay? Let's take it from the top again. I'm sorry, everybody. You're going to go back. G-Pa tends to his succulent plans, hears 70s souls music coming from Cabaletti's house, walks over to the fence that separates his property from Cabaletti's.
The hell? Cavaletti! Hey, Cavaletti! You want to turn down that music? Cavaletti!
No response. G-Pa mumbles to himself.
Crazy ass son of a bitch. Cavaletti!
Cavaletti appears in vintage 70s look.
Oh, hey, Mr. G. Oh, hey, Mr. G. How you been?
Good God, well, you look like a court jester choking to death in polyester. What kind of furry little creature crawled up your butthole today?
Funny little what?
Furry little creature. Damn, turn the music down.
I'm just getting my Motown on.
Your Motown?
That'll be the sound. The Motor City, the both places of soul.
Yeah, I know what it is, but how did you come to own
it? It just might be that furry little creature you mentioned crawled up my butthole and started getting down, hip daddy. Hot tizzy, Miss Lizzie.
Willie Donner might be turning over in his grave.
I beg your pardon, Thugsmack.
What else you got? A purple Eldorado out back? Or is Foxy Brown gonna come pick you up in hers?
Sound like you might be a tad jealous.
Jealous of what? A cracker who overdosed on black exploitation? Just turn the volume down on that damn stereo, if you please.
You got something against Martha Vandellas?
Man, I'm just trying to have a peaceful day on my side of this Fence.
Oh, okay. You a Wilson Pickett man, Atlantic Records. I should have known. Hey. Put on some of that Wilson Pickett for my
Cavaletti, I don't know what it is you think you're doing, but this shit is offensive to some niggas.
What are you talking about?
All this soul music, jive talk, dressing like a pimp. We got to get one thing straight, motherfucker. I ain't got no problem with you paying homage, but don't be taking what ain't yours.
I'm just about to get my feelings.
Feelings? What if I come out here playing Kenny G on the boombox, huh? How you like that? Wearing tube socks like a white boy eating a bowl of cottage cheese in your face, huh? How you like that?
I like it fine, Thugsmack. You eat all the cottage cheese you want.
Music cuts out as Killer Bud sticks his head out of Cavaletti's window.
Yo, G, which period of Wilson Pickett do you think you like best? We got early Wilson when he had the Promettes back him up, and we got Wilson in his prime singing "Don't Let the Green Grass Fool."
I like it
Killer
fine.
Bud. What, Killer Bud? What the hell are you whack ass doing over there?
What? Oh, me and Cav? I got the invite last night. First, I was like, what? Then I was like, damn, this motherfucker wants to extend his hospitalities. I had all the exploring our commodity.
That's keeping.
And my man got such a wide range of interests from everyday banalities to the universal condition, traversing and subversing the tropical and the taboo.
Straight up. KB.
And this smooth bitch purses the lid of my finds.
Hybrid strain of triangle.
Mm-hmm. And as the customary after such a transaction, a sampling of the product ensued.
Fatties and bone load. Not for your baby lungs.
We got so lit, consciousness and subconsciousness interchange.
Would you two knuckleheads shut your damn flap traps? Killer Bud, you better snap back to reality. Cavaletti over here thinking he the second coming to Dolomite.
Dolomite don't even begin to tell the tale of G. This man waited till I was good and baked to drop the mother of all bombshells.
No, I can't. So don't tell me.
Well, here it is. The play.
You know what?
You heard it like he said it, Black. He got the word from the kinfolk down the bayou.
Going through historical documents, I was shocked myself.
Black? How the hell are you black? Don't listen to this crazy bitch.
I knew you wouldn't be able to handle this, G.
Cavaletti's house. Cavaletti passes the bong to Killer Bud. G-Pa sits nearby.
Cavaletti, if you so black now, why you got to keep it a motherfucking secret? What you ashamed of being black or something?
Now, come on. It just ain't official yet.
He be waiting on DNA results.
So this motherfucker ain't even officially black yet?
I just spit into the test tube yesterday time.
Let me get this straight. You over here spinning Motown and pretending you a Black Panther and you ain't even certified black yet? That's called liberties, taking liberties, son.
You act like I'm trying to steal your joie de vivre or something.
You ain't stealing my joie de vivre because you ain't even black. Look at you. You're no blacker today than you was yesterday. Besides, you think it's fun to be black? You think it's fun being black? You think it's just one big soul party, everyone walking in rhythm and talking in rhyme? You in for a rude awakening. We got shit to deal with.
She's right, Cav. Just like Wilson Pickett said, don't let the green grass fool.
I can deal with shit.
If I find out your great granddaddy tapped a slave girl, I'm gonna be the first one in line to kick your ass.
Better take a hit off that bomb because this shit is out of pocket. I ain't even told KB yet. Kinfolk down the bayou was going through them documents and came across your family.
My name? They ain't find my name.
Thugsmack. Could shake out. You and I are third cousins, twice removed. I might be black and I might be.
It's a miracle, G. A new variant of Creole and a family reunion after all this time.
Man, give me that damn bone. Yesterday you was nothing but a pain in my ass cracker, and today you extended care. No way. Mm-mm.
Ain't nothing change. Ain't nothing gonna change. We'll just be blood.
Burn the DNA results. That be the only way to keep things the way they're supposed to be.
What's wrong with being blood?
Crackers like you think you 1/16 nigga and they got some kind of ancestry cred.
G, you getting all riled.
Okay. There's one last line there. I ain't getting riled. I'm getting fried. Tom, we're having a lot of technical difficulties with at your end. You're fading in and out. The audio is not great. It keeps dropping out. It's either you're way behind or there's a, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know where you are today, but it's not serving the purposes here. So we're going to move on to Act 2. Everybody else with me on this? I don't want to lose anybody because that was pretty awful. I don't think we got anything out of that. It was, couldn't hear it, wasn't spontaneous. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah,
we're moving.
a long delay.
Yeah, we're getting a long delay. It's just it's awful. So I don't know where you are, but don't be there again. Okay. We can't do this. It's wasting everyone's time, and it's wasting my time. So Act 2, fade in. Louisiana Bayou Country, 1892 day. Fog slowly lifts from the ground. G-Paw finds himself shuffling along a dirt road in Louisiana, 1892.
I'm sorry, I can't find it. What page is that?
Okay, we're on top of page 8.
But screen, you can see it right on the screen.
Okay, let me read it again. Act 2, fade in. Louisiana Bayou Country, 1892 day. Fog slowly lifts from the ground. G-Paw finds himself shuffling along dirt road in Louisiana, 1892.
Cavaletti, Killer Bud.
Wipes sweat from his brow, looks around.
Where the hell am I? Cavaletti, Killer Bud. Oh yeah, we third cousins twice removed. Only thing that's gonna be removed is your head with my fist.
Sound of a gunshot cock.
Get them hands in the air where I can see them.
What the hell?
Old man Hennessy, plantation owner, holds a shotgun to G-Paw's head.
Do as I say, boy. Where are you supposed to be?
I don't even know where I am. Never mind where I'm supposed to be.
Oh, you're trespassing here on my plantation.
Trespassing on your what?
Oh, you heard right. And you know what that means, don't you? Means you ain't got no precious freedoms here. And I can do as I please with you. And if I please, I can shoot you dead as you stand.
Whoa, look. I just took a double hit off Killer Bud's bong, so no disrespect. But I must be tripping my ass off or something, because I just heard you say you gonna shoot me dead? Yo, Killer Bud, did you put in this shit? You didn't say nothing about no hallucinations, motherfucker?
G-Paw looks at Hennessy's steely gaze.
Did you say plantation as in olden times with slaves and all that?
Slaves? Where you been? All I got is a bunch of lazy ass molasses Negro sharecroppers on my parcel.
Sharecroppers? Oh, fuck, man. I'll just be on my way, wherever that is, if you don't mind.
You ain't going nowhere till I says you can go. The way I sees it, you're gonna have to pay off this here trespassing violation against you. So I'm gonna be real nice and let you work it off in the cane fields.
Must be my metabolism is triggered all this. See, I got low blood pressure and I should have been bonging like that, because this ain't real.
Or I can shoot you. Fully within my legal rights. Take your pick.
You got the wrong motherfucker. I ain't working in no cane field.
Hennessy fires off a shot at G-Paw's feet.
Then again, I might not be entirely opposed to it, all things being equal.
Like I said, so let's get a move on right quick.
Hennessy shoves G-Paw in the shotgun as the two head on down a dusty road. Exterior, Hennessy plantation, sunset. G-Paw, Hennessy trudge along a dirt road off into the distance. Sharecroppers hack and haul sugarcane.
Damn, you weren't kidding, were you?
Oh, you're gonna like it here. Best sugarcane in the bayou.
Hey, you ever heard of anybody by the name of Cavaletti?
What the hell is a Cavaletti?
He's not a what? He's a who? He's a white man like you, Cavaletti. He was with me and Killer Bud when we was getting fried.
You ain't from around here, are you? Cavaletti sound like a Dago to me. Hardly a white man. Folks around here said Dagos ain't nothing but a Negro turned inside out.
That's nice.
Yeah, I had some of them swarthy sons of bitches sharecropping a while back. Brought him in fresh off the boat. under the assumption they'd undercut the freed Negro labor. But the Dagoes themselves were undercut by the Negroes once Reconstruction came undone.
Lucky you. Cavaletti says he got some kinfolk down here.
Nope, never heard. And again, might have been one of them Dagoes we had string up last year.
String up?
Bunch of Dagoes killed a police chief down in Orleans. Hanged him up from the neck until there's dead. 11 of them.
Cavalletti's dead?
Better off dead, in my opinion. Dagoes weren't here 20 years before they get all uppity. You're best off stick to your own kind. You get 42 cents a day here once you paid off your fine. You get food, living quarters, and tools for your trade. May not be the freedom you want, but it's all the freedom we got.
Interior sharecropper's living quarters night. Hennessy opens the door to a darkened, rickety old cabin and leads G-Pa in with his shotgun.
I got a new one here for you. Make sure you get him fed. You got work to do in the morning. Get yourself some pork and cornbread, and then get some sleep. Oh, and if you try to run, I'll shoot you dead.
Well, how they do that?
Hennessy gives G-Pa a lantern and leaves. G-Pa stands alone in the darkness, moves about with uncertainty. By the light of the lantern, G-Pa moves about his unfamiliar surroundings, whispers in the dark.
Killer Bud, Cavaletti, where are you? Look, I'll let you play all the Wilson Pickett you want. Just get me the fuck out of here.
Zachary Zenny appears from out of the darkness.
What's your name, sir?
Zenny? Zenny, is that you?
My name is Zachary, sir.
Lucy, Leah, and Byron Vance also appear.
Grand Thugs, you all here?
This here's my sister Lucy, and there's my brother Byron.
Layla, Vance, it's your G-Paw.
You look like you're hungry, mister. We're about to sit down to supper. Won't you join us?
Layla, it's your granddad. Don't you recognize me? Vance, it's me.
Sorry, mister. We're too tired to help you.
Been at it all day. From can't see to can't see.
That means from the time you can see from the daylight till the time you can't see from the nightfall.
Chopping and cutting cane in the heat, in the cold, and in the rain.
Don't you even know who I am?
Lucy sets a table, ladles stew out in wooden bowls.
Mister, this food ain't gonna eat itself. Why don't you just come and sit down?
This can't be real. None of this.
Zachary limps over to the supper table.
What happened to your legs, Zenny?
I was shot in the war, sir.
The war? What war?
War between the states. I wasn't no soldier either. I was helping the Confederate Army with chores and tending to everyone's needs.
Oh, I can't take no more of this. Don't tell your granddad you was on the side of the Confederate.
I was on their side, sir, but I wasn't on their side.
Never picked up a rifle.
Know how I was ever going to pick up a rifle?
Once they started losing the war, they expected everyone to pick up a rifle.
I wasn't going to fight against my own freedom. I told them as much. So one of the officers just decided I was ripe for target practice. Shot me in the leg twice.
They did that to you? Oh, I can't believe this. Back where I'm from, you only 14 years old. Killer Bud, I'm having a bad trip, motherfucker. And Red Ducks is living in squalor and getting all shot in the goddamn Civil War.
Zachary, Lucy, and Byron look at him. Sheepaw smiles sheepishly.
Killer Bud, he's a friend of mine. It got me lit on some damn crazy shit he had. Anyway, what's for dinner?
You gonna do the line? Sorry. Okay.
Right. Okay. At Sharecropper's living quarters night. It's a little later on. Sheepaw sits eating pork stew with Zachary, Lucy, and Byron.
Where you from, mister?
Where I'm from, y'all my grandchildren. You believe that? And we live in a house, and it ain't so bad considering good times, you know. My granddaughter Layla, she thinks she all that, and you know what? Sometimes she is all that, but she's got fight in her.
Lucy here learned herself how to read, and she's teaching us too.
Frederick Douglass and Miss Ida.
Once a week, I read the Memphis Free Speech and Miss Ida B. Wells.
Miss Ida's always saying things like they were better after the war than they are now.
Damn, all I remember from school was that when the war ended, the slaves were free.
Oh, we was freed all right. But emancipation on paper ain't emancipation in real life.
Promises made were not kept.
We're safer here than we are out there. Miss Ida says they's lynching colored folk for no good reason.
Some folks saved themselves, some money, and migrated their way to Kansas.
That's what y'all gonna do? You ain't gonna sit around here and wait till you get lynched. You gonna get your asses out of here. My grand thugs back home don't let anyone push them around.
Cane fields day. Lucy shows Jeepaw how to cut sugar cane. Byron and Zachary cut cane nearby.
You hold tight.
And we lost her.
She accidentally hit her thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. I did hit mute. I apologize.
Okay.
You hold it tight, like right. Then you cut it down. You hold it tight, like right. And then you cut down on it as low as you can go. Got it?
Yeah, but here's what I'm thinking, little lady. I'm thinking we should all make a run for it tonight.
Mister, you don't know what you're saying.
I seen it in a movie. I've seen it in movies 1,000 times. We just take off and head for the hills or something.
What's a movie?
Oh, right. Well, a movie is like a story, and
Mister, let me tell you a story.
Montage of shots accompany Lucy's story. Plantation workers cut cane. In a dimly lit cabin, workers organize. Byron is among them. In the fields, workers go on strike. Byron is among them.
5 years ago, my brother Byron was working on a plantation up in Thedebo. The cane workers began to organize because folks from the north told them the only way to get better wages was to strike. And that's when all hell broke loose.
Montage of shots. Vigilantes inundate cane fields, harass workers. Vigilantes randomly shoot workers. Workers fall dead. Vigilantes kick bodies into ditches.
Vigilantes came in, started shooting all the cane workers. Must have been over 100 of them dead, throwing them in unmarked graves, so nobody knows how many were killed.
Montage of shots. Byron, being shot at, escapes into a thicket. Byron and several other workers emerge from cover, take refuge in the back of a grocer's store.
Anyway, Byron made it away safely, took refuge in the back of the grocer's store with 3 others.
Hennessy walks by holding his shotgun.
Lucy, what did I tell you about running your mouth?
Sorry, Mr. Hennessy, sir. Just showing Mr. G. Paul how to work the blade.
Get to work, the both of you.
Hennessy leaves. Lucy watches him go.
He don't scare me none. Shit, I got kung fu skills. I'll just go all Jet Li and kick his cracker ass. Left, yeah, right, yeah, and center. Good job.
And then he'll shoot you without a second thought.
I ain't no scholar, but I know my Frederick Douglass. Power conceives nothing without a demand.
Mr. Hennessy ain't the problem. Ain't saying much, but he's more fair than the others. All the same, none of us are getting out of here alive by running. So let's just get back to work.
G-Paw picks up a blade and hacks at the stalk of cane angrily. Sharecropper's living quarter night. In the middle of the night, G-Paw's asleep in his bed, is awakened by a ghostly figure of Killer Bud. G-Paw jumps.
Damn, Killer Bud, is that you?
Thought I just dropped into your interdimensional psycho-hallucid get down. What's cracking, my man?
Killer Bud, what the hell did you put in this stream? I'm living through a motherfucking purgatory here.
Sweet Skunk's got a little payday sidekick to it. You've been out cold for days.
You gave me shrooms.
Peyton, dog, you've been sleeping like a baby with this like big sloppy green on. We thought you was digging it.
Oh yeah, I'm having a great time. My grand thugs don't recognize me. They all subjugated and walking around like zombies. And not to mention my ass be broke from working 15 hours in a motherfucking cane field.
What's it all mean, G? That's what gets me about transitional freestyle. And here's the other thing. You never, ever notice no one asks about what the meaning of meaning itself means as a precursor to all this meaning of life bullshit?
Shut up. Seriously, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna get your fool ass back there and splash some cold water on my face.
No can do. You gotta emerge natural. Otherwise, this will be your new home.
What do you mean this gonna be my new home?
Gotta go now, G.
Killer Bud, wait.
My man Cav got some rib sticklers on the grill. And all this externalizing giving me an appetite. Later, G.
Killer Bud disappears.
Killer Bud. Killer Bud.
Interior Sharecropper's living quarter morning. G-Paw having a nightmare and mutters, Killer Bud, in his sleep. Byron wakes him.
Mister, wake up.
G-Paw wakes, looks around, disoriented.
What? Where's Killer Bud?
I ain't no killer, mister. But you got to get up and get out in them fields before Mr. Hennessy comes looking for us.
Mr. Hennessy can kiss my sweet ass. I'm done playing sharecropper. Ain't nothing but slavery by another name anyhow. Besides, we got to find an escape route.
Don't be talking like that, mister.
Haven't none of y'all ever heard of Harriet Tubman?
You can't escape. No how.
Hennessy emerges from a darkened corner of the room, cocks and aims his shotgun. Zachary and Lucy cower nearby.
Is right. There ain't no escape. The Underground Railroad is a thing of the past. Ain't that right, Byron?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you tell our good friend how you came to be here? Tell him how I saved your backside from the state militia after you ran off the Thibodeau plantation.
I owe you my life, Miss Hennessy.
Oh, you got that right. Why don't you tell him about that Dago girl you raped while you was in hiding?
I didn't rape no girl, sir.
You know what the penalty for rape is here down the bayou?
I didn't rape no girl.
Oh, you didn't rape no girl, and still that girl had your child.
I was gonna marry that girl. I told Miss Cavaletti that much.
Cavaletti? You know Cavaletti?
Yep, and so did I. Tell me what happened to that Cavaletti store, Byron.
They burned it to the ground with Mr. Cavaletti in it.
After we found he was harboring fugitives. one of whom raped his daughter. So, what's it gonna be, Byron? You stay here and earn an honest living? Or live your life as a fugitive only to face a lynch mob in the end?
Wait a minute. You can't keep this young man from his woman and child.
Yeah? And who's gonna stop me?
G-Paw steps forward, faces Hennessy.
I am, bitch. That child just might be my great G-Paw.
I never liked you from the get.
Drop the shotgun and let's fight for this young man's freedom like men.
Nothing doing.
Pow, Hennessy blasts a shot into G-Paw's midsection. G-Paw tumbles backwards.
Shot him.
Lucy runs to G-Paw's side, Zachary limping behind her.
Look what you did to him.
Y'all get your sunny asses back to work if you know what's good for you.
Hennessy turns and goes. Byron joins Lucy and Zachary at G-Paw's side. G-Paw's still alive.
Didn't hurt much.
Don't say nothing, mister. We'll get some help.
Too late for that.
As G-Paw shuts his eyes to die, images flash across his mind. Cavalletti's grocer burns to the ground. Young woman with child races across the landscape on foot. Byron and other sharecroppers held against their will by Hennessy fade out. Act 3. Thugsmack House. G-Paw has returned to the present. He is surrounded by his grand thugs as he tells the tale of his journey.
And that's not all. Little Zitty over here was wounded in the war.
The Civil War.
What the hell war you think I'm talking about? You got your fuck ass shot in the leg. You be living around like a genuine decorated war hero.
If I was a bug-ass war hero, what the hell was I doing working on a plantation?
Well, shit, we was all working on the plantation. We was working from can see to can't see, break of dawn to the cusp of darkness. And Layla over here showed me how to cut sugar cane with a machete.
G-Paw, you got to lay off the weed is what you got to do. I mean, you're a little fan. You literally tripping because this here little fantasy you got going on don't make no sense. How are we supposed to be emancipated and still working on a plantation like slaves?
Shit, promises made were not kept. Besides, the South was lawless. You know all about Jim Crow.
G-Paw, you sure you didn't fall asleep on no TV show?
Everything about it was real. I mean, vivid, just like I was went through a dope ass time machine or something.
Vance, you believe in any of this?
I mean, the part where I get the Italian girl in the back of the grocery, yeah, that's about as real as it gets.
How many times I tell you to keep your boy in your pants and don't go getting yourself a baby mama?
Shows you how much you know, G. You leave me alone with some fine Italian trim with vigilantes gunning for me. I'm gonna tap that plum tomato till the sun come up.
Does this make Mr. Cavalletti a brother from another mother? Or does this make me a Zenny from another Cavalletti?
I'm gonna spit into the first test tube I get my hands on. And I'm gonna get myself Mastery MC12.
Maserati?
Oh, Maserati, I'm sorry.
The Killer Bud comes running in.
Yo, G, shit's about to go down hard. Our man Cav just got the DNA results back.
Well, let's go find out what's what and who's who.
Cavalletti's house, day. Cavalletti sits eating a bowl of cottage cheese. He waves the DNA results. The Thugsmack and Killer Bud surrounds him.
Ain't even who I am, and I never was. Says right here, my great granddaddy was raised in a home for foundlings, an orphanage. down the bayou. He's given the name of Letty.
I'm sorry, I can't hear him. Did he?
Yeah, I can't hear you either, Tom. Tom, can you hear me? Yeah. Tom, I'm gonna have to read Cavaletti for you. You just sit back and take it easy. I'm gonna read Cavaletti because you're fading in and out and no one can hear you. Okay, I'm gonna take it from the top again and I'll be reading Cavaletti's lines. Cavaletti's house, day. Cavaletti sits eating a bowl of cottage cheese, weighs DNA results. The Thugsmacks and killer bugs surround him. Cavaletti, I ain't even who I am, and I never was. Says right here, my great granddaddy was raised in a home for foundlings, an orphanage down the bayou. And he was given the name Cavaletti by the family who adopted him. I ain't black, and I ain't even a Cavaletti.
See, I told you this was all crazy talk.
I'm about to put on some Kenny G so I can just someone drown my sorrows.
Chill out, Mr. Cavaletti. There are far more worse things than not being black.
Like what?
Look at Eminem. He had to work 10 times harder for half the respect, and still brothers be hating on him. Besides, I don't know nothing more gangster than not being who you are. You a blank slate. You can even wake up tomorrow morning and be Superman if you want.
Hold on. What about the Thugsmack name?
Yeah, what about the documents your kinfolk found?
You know what they say about the bayou? It either be the slowest moving body of water there ever was, or it be a swamp that go nowhere. Nothing but the secrets of the lost and forgotten sunk to the bottom of its murky trenches. Orphan trains coming and unmarked graves going. No future, no past.
You mean to tell me none of what I saw really happened?
I'm sorry. Does everybody else hear it?
Yeah.
Blowing me off a little bit. I don't know what happened, but and then the script is on, so I'm back on my script. Hold on just a second.
Okay, hold on.
Thanks.
I'm gonna get you back here. All right, here we go. All right, I think it's gone now, Kitty. Where were we? Okay, let me lead you in here again. I'm gonna read Cavaletti's. You know what they say about the bayou? Either be the slowest moving body of water there ever was, or be a swamp that go nowhere. Nothing but the secrets of a lost and forgotten sunk to the bottom of its murky trenches. Orphan trains coming and unmarked graves going. No future, no past.
You mean to tell me none of what I saw really happened?
What'd I say, G-Pop? That was the POT, altering your mind.
You mean I ain't Italian? Damn. Who wants to be the milquetoast carbon cutout like everybody else?
Why don't you just be who you are, Vance?
I am. I'm just looking for the X factor in my Y chromosome.
Thugsmack, I want to apologize to you and your family. I had no right to misrepresent.
Oh, come on now. If anyone should apologize, I should be the one. I misrepresented you.
Yeah, Mr. Cavaletti. As soon as you figure out who you are, we can start from scratch and stereotype you all over again.
Tenny, you want to shut your lip for 5 seconds? The man just found out he ain't nobody. And we was that close to being family.
You mean we could have inherited his entire stash after he dies? Missing the lotto by one number, dog.
The 2021 version, a street leading up to Capoletti's house, the 2021 version of Hennessy saunters up to the front gate. He hesitates as he catches a glimpse of Cavaletti and G-Pa in full embrace as the family surrounds them and celebrates. Hennessy calls from a distance.
Howdy. The missus and I just brought a place down the road a spell. I wanted to come by and introduce myself. Name's Hennessy.
Hennessy comes a bit closer.
I didn't mean to interrupt. Saw y'all hugging and kissing. Thought to myself, I'm just so proud. I live in a neighborhood where gay men of an interracial persuasion can inclusify diversity.
G-Pa and Cavaletti look at each other.
Don't let anyone tell you, the grass ain't greener on the other side. The missus and I love it here. I don't want to be a nuisance. Got a little gopher problem in my backyard I need to attend to. Click, click, boom. Click, click, boom. Nice to meet you all. Drop by anytime.
Hennessy leaves. G-Pa wipes his brow, turns to Leela.
Peyote, huh? I think we just found the X factor to the Y chromosome.
Okay.
Cavaletti, let's put on some Wilson Pickett and get this party started.
All right, fade out. Thank you. Okay, sorry for the technical difficulties here that made it difficult for a lot of people to catch on, but I think I've heard most of it. And so I want to go around a bit and ask people what their impressions of this was. It's a little bit different than the previous two episodes, not quite as funny. It's a little slower paced, and took a little while for us to pick up get the feeling for the second part of it, because it is a different pace, but I think there was I think we picked up on it. So let me start with Kittie. Kittie, what is your impression of what was your impression of this episode?
Overall, I love it. I mean, I think you're absolutely right. This is probably the best writing of this particular series, only because it unearths some subject matter that you, instead of it being super heavy, I mean, well, it was heavy, obviously, because of the content, but the way that you wrote it, it was a really good dark humor kind of thing. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Obviously, as an actress, I wish Layla had more of a role, but I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that I did think it was really, really dope. I think everybody's part is instrumental in making the story come to life. Yeah, I just think it's really well written. I mean,
And Kittie, I really like the way you you sort of found it, and I don't know if anyone else noticed, but you guys should watch Kittie a lot because she knows what she's doing. She took her time. She when you first started out with Lucy, you were sort of just feeling her out, and then you picked it up, and you picked up the rhythm, and you felt the period, and you got right into it. By the time we came to the sugarcane scene where you're teaching G-Pa how to cut the sugarcane, you were deep into that character. And that was wonderful. I mean, for first time reading, makes the director's job that much easier, man.
I was concerned. I wasn't sure. Nobody else seemed to have the accent in terms of like Havon. I love what you did with it. You didn't switch it up, but it still sounded believable to me. Not that it matters, but I just my 2 cents. I would have loved to hear your accent though, just to see how you would have pulled that off. I think that was pretty dope though. I do love that you came in kind of as the voice of reason and you were just you, but just in a different time. So again, I enjoyed it, but I would love to hear you like go off on a country riff. And Christian, bitch, I already knew you was about to kill it. Obviously, what I'm saying, practice makes perfect. So there are a couple of things like, the INGs, you made sure that you said your INGs in some parts, but then in other parts, you definitely let those lie, which is how country people normally talk. They don't put a lot of ings on things. So I did appreciate that though. You really went all in. I thought your performance was really brilliant. I just wanted to tell you that you were very present. You took some really necessary beats that weren't in the script and you kind of did it on your own and it was still really effective and believable. So yeah, I just wanted to say that part.
Thank you, Kitty. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
definitely. As an
Yeah.
Aussie, that was pretty badass. Yeah.
Yeah, Christian, you did excellent for where you've come from. I mean, a few weeks ago, he was relatively new to all of this. He really
Right.
didn't know anything about this. I think this is the first time he's tried the Southern accent. Also, it's a period Southern accent too. So there are words that he was unfamiliar with, phrases and little things like parcel and stuff like that, and picked it up and worked hard. You can still hear the Aussie accent coming through. That's fine because Hennessy's got had an Aussie father or something like that.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's another story for you, Michael.
All right. So Christian, now that you've heard the cast and you've seen this, the bigger picture of this, tell me what your impressions of this is.
Yeah, I mean, as Kitty said, it's dark, and there's a lot of history, and it's very informative, but still in a kind of comedic way. And the range of characters that we have involved really brings it to life. I mean, yeah, I really like it. I do, yeah.
Great. Is there anything in it that surprised you? I mean, this time around, hearing it read as opposed to, just no?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you hear the other characters, you can really listen and respond the way, you're hearing it. When I'm reading it with you,
Yeah.
I mean, it's one way, but doing it with the actual cast,
Yeah.
man, you definitely feel like you're in it. Like it's another level. So
Excellent.
yeah, this
All
is
right.
great.
Thanks. Want to go to Vaughn? Vaughn, can you
Yeah,
give me
so
go ahead, give me some feedback.
the only thing I would have changed, and this is me talking from writer to writer, is that because this is like in theory like season one episode, like the audience is not completely like, oh, we know all the three kids like the back of our hands. We know G-Paul like the back of our hands. We know Cavaletti because like those are the two. There are openers and our closers. They always bookend the episodes. So to feel the differences, and when he goes to like back in the day, the three kids should have like a quick little scene. So just like in case an audience member is like, hey, I'm listening in for the first time. And we just feel them like, just a sense of just like, my character's rebellion, how her character thinks she's all that, and just like, how Vance is. And then when we go back, the audience is like, wow, wait a minute, this isn't like, they look the same, but so
yes,
that was
yes. Okay, excellent comment. Comment. Yeah, this comes from a writer's viewpoint because you're absolutely right. I mean, this is working like the Back to the Future format. We know who Michael J. Fox's parents are, and then when we go back to the future, and then we come back, we want to see his parents again. So yeah, so I think it is important to see the kids before we go back to the future or back to the past, as it were. Thank you for that comment. That's an excellent.
It's almost like they're fleshing them out again.
Yes.
Yeah, I see that. That's a good point. And a quick scene would be easily, make that make sense.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, when G-Paw goes under, when he, whatever happens to him, he goes into this sort of alter, he just, he's fucking dreaming or something. The kids could be around him trying to get him to wake up, what have you. And, it's the same thing in The Wizard of Oz before Dorothy goes off, we get to meet her three uncles.
Yeah.
And then when she comes back, we get to meet her three uncles again. So yeah.
But other than that, I really liked it a lot. I mean, me and you have discussed, like, I love the Sanford and Son. I like the Jeffersons and Maude, all that stuff from back in the day. And what I think is great is that you're not making fun of what's going on. You're making fun of, obviously, like, that G-Paw is, again, a fish out of water. He was talking all this stuff. I mean, he had an idea of what it was to be Black now, but like obviously when he gets back, it's a whole completely different ball game. And so it's And when you also have all three of the Grand Thugs each recounting stories, yeah, like it makes it that much more real, that much more personal. Even on top of just, I loved the beginning that you had to read, like all the historical moments. And I'm pretty sure there's so many people who don't even know about that stuff.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, you know, that scene of just like, you know, her like with the sugar cane and just like, you know, my character as far as like the target practicing, like just what it means to just to say, I don't want to do this. There are consequences. Just to say no on the base level. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it does take me a long time to write these scripts. This particular one took me a while because I did research everything, and I took the time to research Black Americans who fought in the Civil War, and of course, the majority of them fought for the Union, but few people know that there were Black soldiers for the Confederates, and they were forced into fighting for the Confederates, you know, because they were started to lose and what have you. And I put that all in there. So that is researched, and it's a forgotten part of history. It's a very dark. I mean, these are tragic, tragic things. I mean, we're such a tragic country with so many of these stories. The way we've treated immigrants, the way we treated, I can go on forever. So, but I won't, because I know I only have a 22-minute episode, and I want to keep it somewhat light. But you know, these things affect me as a human being. I think they're important stories to tell. If Black Lives Matter, it's certainly important to tell Black history that has led up to these lives that matter today. And you know, and that's what I'm doing. I have another episode in mind that I found when researching this. You know that in the Caribbean, Afro-Caribbean people worship some Black saints. Well, that is true also in some parts of Europe. People don't know this. In parts of Sicily and parts of southern Spain. And when these people immigrated to the Bayou, the Italians and the Spanish, some of them brought their Black saints with them. People don't know this. And this has an influence on how they looked at Black people being as close to Africa as they were, far more so than other Europeans, Northern Europeans. And a story can evolve from that, because there was a case where someone tried to introduce a Black saint, Catholic saint, into some sort of festival and everything. And you know what came of that? Same thing that would come of that today. A lot of friction, anger, and what have you. But you know, we live in a multicultural world, and we've been divided into two people, and it's just not fair. We're going to have these kinds of things forever until we straighten it out.
But the good news, though, Michael, is that you're making it a conversation in a way that is palatable. And as Havan said, you're telling a great story. It's a dark humor from time to time, but the humor obviously lessens the heaviness of it. A lot of people want to know this stuff, but for whatever reasons, it does get a bit heavy. And I mean, for whatever reasons, their reactions to the heaviness can be like kind of to zone out and just not hear the facts. So told in this way, you know, I have to give you props, Michael. I don't know, Havan, you weren't there at our little kickback. We had like a little kickback at one point, and Michael said his wife has to remind him that he's white because she's Latina, you know, and that he often associates himself with the marginalized groups of people that deserve their stories to be told. And I just have to compliment you, Michael, because you don't do it in a way that, hey, I'm an ally, let me in, guys, I want to tell your story. It's not that. It's not, I know more than you, let me tell your story, because clearly you wouldn't be able to. It's none of those things. Like, I literally fall into this with a smile on my face.
Yeah, thanks for that, Kittie. And something you said keeps playing over in my head as well. And you know what? I can't remember it at the moment, but when it does come up again in my head, I'm gonna tell you about it. You know, we had a good conversation that night. That was for sure.
Yeah.
Hey,
but I think all that is visceral for you, and that's why your writing is so effective, because it's not that you're writing it from. I almost feel like you really do believe you are. If you ain't Black, you something, because the way that you're writing it is in first person. It isn't like, oh, I'm observing this. Let me tell you what's happening. It's more like, nah, this what went down. I know I'm white, but like, trust me, I know.
Yeah, Kittie, I don't want to use those often phrases that you guys hear all the time. Like I got friends and everything like that. But I grew up on the streets and I grew up in the city, and I was very, very close to my gang, and we had this language and we spoke it in the streets. And you know what? I never lost it. I mean, it's still inside of me. Of course, the words have changed and the slangs have changed over time, but the rhythm never changes, and my dad was brought up in East Harlem, and there was a lot of, I mean, Spanish Harlem, Italian Harlem, Black Harlem, they all came together, and there was so much multiculturalism from where I came from. And then I moved out of the city, and as soon as you move out of the city, everything comes just white, and that's it. So I mean, it's it's, I've never gotten used to it, but anyway, it is what it is. Freddie, how do you feel about this episode?
I feel like the episode is really funny, and like I was just a lot of times where I couldn't compose myself, and I was just laughing because I'm like listening to it I'm listening to it and doing it as an actor, but at the same time, I'm also listening to it as a fan. I like the callbacks. How Cavalletti's all sad he's eating cottage cheese. I think that's really funny, and then the you always do this. You always have a way to keep things funny, and then also give a lesson at the same time. And I think that for me, as a fan of acting and movies and watching TV, I think those are the things that, for me personally, will stick with me longer. It keeps me interested longer because it's like, I know I'm going to laugh. I know I'm going to learn. I know I'm going to have a good time and come out better because of it and better after it.
Thanks. And Derrick, how you doing? How did you relate to this episode? I know you had a lot of work today. You were playing 3 different roles.
Yeah, I thought overall it was good. It was very informative, very detailed. I thought it was entertaining, definitely funny. I think for me, like you said, like I think I could have done a better job, like with pronunciations and the like the accents, because I know like for Vance, he had 2 different time periods he was in. I feel like I could have done that a little differently in the presentation. I feel like everybody else did a phenomenal job. Everybody did a great job with the performance overall. Obviously, it was hard to get time with the Wi-Fi situation, but I think everything else was cool.
Yeah, I hope that we can get into a studio and do a more serious reading of this, and we don't have the Zoom kind of thing to be this sort of disruptive thing in the middle of all of us. We can touch each other, we can talk to each other, we can stand up with the script and walk around in a space and act these scenes out. At that time, we'll be a bit more definitive about little things like commonalities and banalities and so forth. And I know you were slipping up on some of those words. Existentializing. He says, man, I got to get back to, man, my man Cav is making them rib sticklers, and this existentializing is getting me hungry right now. So I got to get back. So that stuff will hopefully we get into a studio, we'll work on that and really fine tune it. But for the time being, most of the time during these Zoom readings, I'm just looking for pacing because, it just drags without the pacing. I mean, it's just I'm sitting here having a shit fit because I can't hear Tom. I'm sure he feels just as bad about it. But it was pretty hard to listen to today. He was dropping out. He was, I don't know what was going on there. But anyway, I'll straighten it out with him. Yeah. Okay, guys, listen, I want to step out of this and say thank you very much. I love you all. I just think that's so kind of you to help and everything like this. Of course, everybody's getting paid for this. So there's that. But beyond that, I want to thank you for sticking with me because this project might take some time. might be another month or so or two before we get together again. I want to wish you a Thanksgiving, a great Thanksgiving, and maybe a happy Christmas too. Before we might get together again. But I am writing a fourth episode, and I have ideas for more episodes. But I usually take it a step at a time and see how things go. Also, I'm wondering if I'm going to get any feedback from today. If Carl's people were listening, I'm sure they're gone, man. I'm sure they were gone the first 3 minutes.
Not necessarily. Maybe they gave us some grace. Never know.
I mean, it's like, what the fuck is this, man? I'm out of here. All right, no, everybody did great. Thank you again, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. And you'll be hearing from me shortly through Vimeo and texting. And if you guys have any other ideas or anything, Freddy at one time wanted to do a scene outside of I mean, I think that opening scene of this episode is excellent too. Would be an excellent thing to shoot if you wanted to do that. But I know that what goes into those little projects, suddenly it starts out as little, then it sort of rolls and gets a lot bigger.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to still do that, I mean, I think you've got enough material there. I'm sure you got the scripts by now that I sent to your address.
I have the books. Yeah, I have them. Thank you for that.
So that's it. You guys know where to find me if you have any ideas, you want to talk, you want to chat about this. And I wish you again best of luck and good luck in your other auditions going forward. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to sign
Thank you.
off. Thanks,
Thanks a lot.
Kittie.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it, Mike.
Derrick. Thanks, Vaughn. Thanks, Christian.
Nice
Thanks,
meeting
Freddy.
you all,
Okay,
guys.
everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right.